Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. These are characters that I am very passionate about. As you can see, I've collected almost every Senate Guard. I do not have Captain Argaius, but he's honestly one of my least favorite characters in like all of Star Wars, especially the Clone Wars, so it doesn't really bother me that I don't have him. So here are basically all the mainline releases. So the first one that I got was the Senate Guard. I bought one for like $3 on eBay that had his guns but no soft goods. And that's when I discovered that this was like one of my favorite designs. And I mean, just look at this guy. He looks like he could be the star of his own like comic strip or something, like a superhero, or just really awesome army of, warriors of justice defending the Republic. Unfortunately, this is based on the Revenge of the Sith Senate Guard, who did not really do any of that in the movies. He was barely skimmed over, but I mean, such a cool design and detail, and the paint applications are cool. He does have the swivel, like wrist, forearm, whatever thing going on. So he doesn't hold the gun like super well, but I mean, you can just give him a different weapon. He'll probably hold that better. This is him. This is a second one that I purchased also for really cheap, around maybe $3. He actually has the soft goods on, and it's okay. These soft goods I don't really like as much as I like some of the different fabrics for like the Black Series version that I'll show in a minute. But I mean, it's still pretty good looking. You could just give them a different robe if you so chose, or display them without, as I have done. Now, next up, since I'm just showing that particular kind of Senate Guard, I have the Black Series 6-inch. Now, this guy came in the Guards of Evil 4-pack. Um, I mean, I guess if, from a certain point of view, the Separatists, you could see the Republic as evil, but I think they just included him because he's basically the same as the Black Series Red Guard and the Shadow Guard. As you can see here, same kind of armor, but in this very nice blue. And I really like the soft goods with him. Now, he kind of has the problem of not looking super great while holding the weapon. Um, I mean, it's okay, but these like hands are, for the force pike and the lightsaber pike that the other guards had. Moving on, we have the Senate Commandos. Now this guy is the just standard Senate Commando, and I gave him a CR2 blaster because I wanted to. I do really like these guys. They basically just have clone armor on with this like extra shoulder pad and of course their own unique helmet. These guys really did say dripper down, but they were just very incompetent at their jobs in the Clone Wars. I wish we got to see some that were actually good soldiers. Unfortunately, we did not really. But he came in an exclusive pack with the Senate Commando Captain, who very much dripper down. I mean, this guy has all these great white markings. He's got like this Spartan helmet. He just looks great. I believe he's named Captain Jafon in universe. Um, I gave him these dual wielding Defender pistols, but same articulation, basically the same figure, just different paint and a different helmet. But I mean, this is one of the coolest designs, in my opinion, in all of Star Wars. I mean, solid blue soldiers that kind of look like Romans, like, it's pretty amazing. Now, this is maybe considered by most the worst Senate Guard figure. He's the first one. He's based on the Phantom Menace, where they had the open mask with no visor and the plumes. I actually don't think he's too bad. He doesn't have a whole lot of movement, but he doesn't really need it. I think the arms are kind of funny. The drapery there is a little crazy. But the kind of blue, it looks pretty nice, and he's good, if you want to buy like a handful of these and set them up beside the Chancellor, you could certainly do that. Now, he got an upgrade in, I believe it was 2011, that specific kind of Senate Guard. So this one is pretty fascinating. I do not unfortunately have his pike, but he came with the same rifle and pistol as the other guards. So his arms are unique. He's got like this real big shoulder pad, but he has like the typical 90-degree and then swivel wrist like a lot of other figures had at the time. He had a really big robe, so I put the shorter one on him. Underneath, he is similar, but not entirely the same to the, yeah, as you can see, pretty similar, like the legs and the holster. It's just the arms are very much different. And of course the headpiece. So he's got a place for a pistol there. You can give him, you know, the force pike or the rifle. He has a very dark blue, like almost like a really dark navy. And I'd have to watch the film again because I'm not really sure which guard gets it the most correct. Like the Senate Commandos, based on the animation, they're pretty perfect. The Revenge of the Sith, not as much, of course. The technology and I guess the paint wasn't there. So this guy may, oh, well, there you go. Just like the Republic, they've fallen. This guy may be the most accurate in terms of the screen. I would like to see a vintage collection Senate Guard based on one of these guys with a lot of improved movement and articulation and weapons, but I don't know if that'll ever happen. And last but not least, we have this guy. This is the Imperial Senate Commando, or Senate Guard, I suppose. And he's essentially a red guard, like the ones that the Emperor Palpatine used, except instead of being red, he's blue. And instead of having a robe, he just has his armor. He's much more, I guess, agile in that way. He has the same force, or not force, lightsaber pike that the Shadow Guard has and the pistol. He didn't sell super well, I don't believe. I always saw him at clearance at GameStop, Gaming Grades exclusive. Based off of the Force Unleashed game, which I've seen the images, he actually has very different armor in that game. This is just the Imperial Guard that they repainted, essentially. But he's pretty cool. Give him a blue robe, and it's kind of like it's very weird looking to the eye, I guess, but it's just the red guard, but blue. Let me know in the comments which one is your favorite. I'm just going to have to go with this guy because he inspired a lot of artwork and a lot of different things. I just think he's a very underrated figure, very underrated design for sure. But that's all I have. Catch you guys later.